Let's start the important questions in IR. Coming to the recent episode of Abhinandan Vardhaman. The recent episode of Abhinandan Vardhaman. As you all know, Abhinandan Vardhaman's MiG-21 aircraft in his chasing operation landed in Pakistan domain. He is chasing F-16 and by using a parachute he has entered into Pakistan territory where he was physically assaulted by the group's mob there, and then later he was handed over to military of Pakistan. With respect to the entire episode, for a civil services aspirant, you have to understand what is Geneva Convention, what are the articles, important articles relating to that, and under what rule he has been repatriated. Abhinandan Vardhaman. Is he the first person? Abhinandan Vardhaman was not the first person to get this repatriation. After Kargil War in 1999, it was Kambampati Nachiketa, another officer in the Air Force. This Kambampati Nachiketa, he was also got this repatriation in 1999 after Kargil War. What is this Geneva Convention? First of all, you should know Geneva Convention means not single convention. Geneva Convention number 1, 2 and 3. Along with additional protocols, Geneva Conventions are 3. First convention deals with, the first Geneva Convention deals with wounded soldiers or informed soldiers during the war. The soldiers who were wounded are those soldiers who lost some hands, legs or some body parts or some infirmity. Geneva Convention number 1 deals with that. Geneva Convention number 2 deals with shipwrecked soldiers. Shipwrecked soldiers. I think you all studied Gulliver's Travels in your childhood. In Gulliver's Travels, how Gulliver landed in the kingdom of Lilliputs when his ship was wrecked. So Geneva Convention number 2 deals with shipwrecked sailors and naval officers. Geneva Convention number 3 deals with prisoners of war in armed conflicts. Geneva Convention number 3 deals with prisoners of war in armed conflicts. Particular case of Abhinandan Vardhaman is related to Geneva Convention number 3. It is related to Geneva Convention number 3. In that, there are two important articles in Geneva Convention 3. One is Article 13 and another is Article 118. First is Article 13, second is Article 118. Article 13 deals with humanitarian considerations. You should treat the prisoner of war in the armed conflict with humanity. You should treat them with humanitarian considerations. You should not physically, mentally torture him and treat him in a indignified, in a bad manner. This is Article 13. Article 118 says that. Article 118 says that when you get a prisoner of war, as soon as active conflict, as soon as active hostility ends, you should return him. You should repatriate him. So, many of the international communities, including India, says that Abhinandan Vardhaman should be repatriated from Pakistan to India based on Article 118 of Geneva Convention 3. Geneva Convention number 3. And these Geneva Conventions basically were made after the Second World War. These conventions basically were made after the Second World War. As the world has seen the worst effects in the Second World War, particularly with respect to treatment of prisoners of war. This POW, prisoners of war concept, is not new to the world. It happened in Korean War, Vietnam War, even Syrian crisis. In most of the crises, Iraq War, in most of the wars, both the sides will capture some prisoners. Those who are involved in war, generally as a citizen of a country or as an army officer of a country, generally you will fight on behalf of your country. So you should be treated with dignity in case when you are captured. This is the philosophy behind POW. As humans, we are loyal to our nation. We are loyal to our nation. But it was so fantastic that the nation have seen and have seen the almost a tsunami of welcome, very big welcome to Abhinandan Vardhaman. It means people love to see that our soldiers and our army persons, our armed forces people, air force people are very, very safe in such type of situations. So as I told you, Abhinandan Vardhaman is not the first person. It has happened in 1999 with respect to another person called Kambampati Nachiketa. Okay, this was the episode of Indian Air Force pilots Abhinandan Vardhaman. So, as a civil aspirant, you should remember Article 13 of Geneva Convention and Article 18 of Geneva Convention. But Pakistan practically have released Abhinandan as there was lot of international pressure. As there was a lot of international pressure on Pakistan, and if Pakistan would have committed some crime on behalf of, with respect to Abhinandan, it would have received an international wrath. It would have received an international wrath. Next important issue with respect to IR, which was in news from last 2 days, particularly last 2 days, Organization of Islamic Cooperation, OIC, Organization of Islamic Cooperation, OIC. This is very, very important because yesterday our External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj spoke in OIC summit. Our External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj spoke in OIC summit. After UN, it was the largest organized international organization consisting of 57 members. After United Nations organization, OIC is one of the largest organizations consisting of 57. It also consists of Pakistan. Pakistan is also a member of OIC. Iran is also a member of OIC. Here, why did India attended OIC? India is not a member. India is not a member. The reason is UAE is the host this year. The host country for OIC is UAE. UAE invited India as a guest of honor much earlier than these incidents. UAE have invited India as guest of honor because it was held in Abu Dhabi. The recent yesterday's OIC summit was held at Abu Dhabi. So March 1st, 2019, it was held at Abu Dhabi. The headquarters of OIC are at Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Headquarters of OIC are at Jeddah. Though India has one of the largest chunk of Muslim population, India is not allowed. India was blocked into the OIC. India was not a member in OIC. OIC has the countries, most of the countries of OIC are Muslim majority countries. They are Muslim majority countries. Yesterday, Pakistan announced that India is boycotting, Pakistan is boycotting India's welcome into speech in OIC. So, OIC was founded in the year 1969. Organization of Islamic Cooperation was founded in the year 1969 and it has 57 members including Iran and Pakistan. It has 57 members including Iran and Pakistan. Headquarters are at Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. The objective is raising collective voice in favor of Muslim world. Collective voice of Muslim world. It's very, very important. Collectively work to safeguard and protect the interests of Islamic countries. Collectively work to safeguard and protect the interests of Islamic countries. And remember, OIC considers as Kashmir as occupied portion of India. OIC considers Kashmir as occupied portion of India. This you have to remember. And India is asking observer status, but opposed by Pakistan. India was asking observer status, but it was opposed by Pakistan. This was OIC. This is yesterday's news, Organization of Islamic Cooperation, where Pakistan is also a member. Next important detail about OPEC. 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 Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. OPEC. Why OPEC is in news? OPEC is in news because Qatar left OPEC on January 1st, 2019. OPEC is in news because Qatar left OPEC, Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, on January 1st, 2019. Remember, OPEC headquarters are at Vienna, Austria. OPEC headquarters are at Vienna, Austria. Though Austria is not a member of OPEC, the headquarters of OPEC are at Vienna, Austria. OPEC was formed in the year 1960. OPEC was formed in the year 1960. Here we should understand a point. OPEC is like a cartel of petroleum exporting countries. It will actually control demand and supply. It will try to control the supply based on the demand, and price control, price regulation. Basically, it works in the interest of petroleum exporting countries, but the stated objective is that it is an intergovernmental organization presently of 14. Before that it is 15, now it is 14 because Qatar left it. It was founded in 1916 Baghdad. Founding members, see in prelims I expect this year, they may ask you which of the countries are founding members of OPEC. Which of the countries are founding members? Who are the members? They may separately ask, or they may directly ask which of the countries are founding members, because OPEC is in news. The founding members of OPEC are Iran, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia and Venezuela. Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia and Venezuela. These 5 countries are founding countries. Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia and Venezuela. These 5 countries are founding countries. The headquarters are at Vienna, Austria. The current are 14 members. Algeria, Angola, Ecuador, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Libya, Nigeria, Congo, Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Venezuela. Congo, Saudi Arabia, UAE and Venezuela. This is what is the membership. Qatar left OPEC on January 1st, 2019. It left OPEC on January 1st, 2019. Basically, Qatar had very now strained relation with Saudi Arabia, UAE, Egypt, Bahrain. Saudi Arabia, UAE, Egypt and Bahrain. And Qatar is trying to have good alliances with Turkey and Russia. Qatar also is favorable to Iran. So Turkey, Russia and Iran now are good friends to Qatar. In prelims they won't ask such questions. They'll ask only one question. Which country left OPEC? What is the country that left OPEC? Or what are the countries that were the members of OPEC? Or what are the founding members of OPEC? Founding members are Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia and Venezuela. Founding countries are Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia and Venezuela. Next important question is Mercosur. MERCOSUR or SAUR. SUR, you remember. Mercosur. See, in Latin America, there are some customs unions like Mercosur, CELAC, etc. In Latin America, there are some customs unions like Mercosur, CELAC. In South America particularly, you have a group called Mercosur. It was formed by a Treaty of Ascension. Treaty of Ascension in 1991. Mercosur was formed by a Treaty of Ascension in 1991. Argentina, Brazil, Paraguay and Uruguay are present members. Argentina, Brazil, Paraguay, Uruguay are present members. Actually, Venezuela is also a member, but in 2016 Venezuela was suspended. As you all know, Venezuelan economy is in turmoil. In 2016, Venezuela was suspended. Present membership of Mercosur was Argentina, Brazil, Paraguay, Uruguay. India has PTA with Mercosur. India has PTA, Preferential Trade Agreement with Mercosur. Mercosur is basically a customs union in South America. Remember these facts. So, present membership is very important. Argentina, Brazil, Paraguay, Uruguay. Mercosur, officially called Southern Common Market, is a South American trade bloc. Southern Common Market is a South American trade bloc established by the Treaty of Ascension in 1991. Ascension in 1991. Its headquarters are at Montevideo, Uruguay. Its headquarters, Mercosur's headquarters are at Montevideo, Uruguay. And its full-time members are Argentina, Brazil, Paraguay, Uruguay. And Venezuela got suspended from December 1st, 2016. Venezuela was suspended from December 1st, 2016. And observer countries are New Zealand and Mexico. Observer countries are New Zealand and Mexico. Associate countries are Bolivia, Chile. Bolivia, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, Guyana, Peru and Suriname. Bolivia, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, Guyana, Peru and Suriname. I don't think they'll ask question on associate countries. Just kindly remember Bolivia, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, Guyana and Peru and Suriname. Suriname. Okay, this is Mercosur. India has preferential trade agreement with Mercosur. In future, India might have FTA. In future, not yet finalized. Slowly they are initiating talks. In future, India can have FTA with Mercosur. Future lo FTA undochu. Next, IORA. Star mark question. IORA. Indian Ocean Rim Association. IORA. Either in 2014 prelims or 15 prelims, they asked membership of IORA. In prelims exam, they asked membership of IORA. At that time, it is called IOR-ARC. Earlier, it was called IOR-ARC. The name was changed into IORA. IOR-ARC means Indian Ocean Rim Association for Regional Cooperation. IOR-ARC means Indian Ocean Rim Association for Regional Cooperation. After 3 years back, the name was changed into IORA. IORA means Indian Ocean Rim Association. Do you know Seychelles? Do you know Mauritius? See, what is the commonality of all these countries? There are island nations, and most of the nations in this area, IORA, are Indian Ocean littoral countries. Indian Ocean littoral countries. What's the capital of Mauritius? Mauritius. Port Louis. Port Louis is the capital of Mauritius. Near Port Louis, there is a small place called Ebene. E-B-E-N-E. Near Mauritius capital Port Louis, there is a small place called Ebene. E-B-E-N-E. In fact, the headquarters of IORA, Indian Ocean Rim Association, are located in Ebene near Port Louis in Mauritius. The headquarters of IORA are located in Ebene near Port Louis. They are Indian Ocean littoral countries. IORA consisting of coastal states bordering in the Indian Ocean region. They are consisting of coastal states, and it was the outcome of India, South Africa and other IORA countries initiative. There are presently 22 members. Presently 22 members. Is India a member in IORA? Yes. Yes. There are presently 22 members in IORA. South Africa, Mozambique, Tanzania, Kenya. South Africa, Mozambique, Tanzania, Kenya, Madagascar. Madagascar. Comoros. 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 Mauritius. Mauritius. Seychelles. Mauritius. Seychelles. Iran. Iran is also a member in IORA. Iran. Oman. 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 UAE. UAE. Yemen. 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 India. India. Sri Lanka. India, Sri Lanka, Maldives, Bangladesh, Maldives, Bangladesh, Malaysia, Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore, Thailand, Thailand, Australia, and also Somalia, Somalia, SOMALIA. These 22 members should be in your mind. You should remember and almost remember, because take a geography atlas and try to connect these countries. Atlas choosy, take an atlas, try to connect all these countries. Okay, and Indian Ocean Tourism Organization and Indian Ocean Research Group. Indian Ocean Tourism Organization and Indian Ocean Research Group, they have observer status in IORA. They have observer status in IORA. See, if they want to ask about question in IORA, they may also think about blue economy. As you all know, blue economy, ocean related economy. You all know that. Blue economy or ocean related economy. Next question, APEC. 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 Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation. APEC. APEC. APEC means Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation. Remember, there are two groups which are little bit similar, APEC and G20. There are two groups which are almost similar. One is APEC, second is G20. In G20, India is a member. In APEC, India is not a member. Kindly remember this point. In APEC, India is not a member. In G20, India is a member. In APEC, India is not a member. In G20, India is a member. Here, APEC has 21 members. APEC has 21 members. The members in APEC are called member economies. They are generally termed as member economies. One interesting fact about APEC. Remember one interesting fact about APEC. On the last day of APEC summit, all the guest countries in the summit will wear the traditional dress of the host country. They will wear the traditional dress of the host country, and the photograph will be published in the newspapers. It looks really beautiful. Okay, there's a culture in APEC summit. There's a practice in APEC summit where the last day of the summit, second day or third day generally will be the last day. On the last day, they will have a photograph together wearing the host country's dress, commonly everyone. So there are 21 Pacific Rim countries in APEC. APEC was established in the year 1989. It was established in the year 1989. The headquarters of APEC are at Singapore. The headquarters of APEC are at Singapore. India tried for its membership, but India till now did not get it. India till not get it. So, important prelims question is membership or recent summit. In effect, the important question is its membership or recent summit. Recent summit in 2018 was held at Papua New Guinea. In 2018, the APEC summit was held at Papua New Guinea. 2018, the APEC summit was held at Papua New Guinea. And 2019 summit was going to be held. 2019 summit was going to be held at Santiago, Chile. 2019 summit was going to be held at Santiago, Chile. There were 21 members in APEC. Australia, Brunei Darussalam, Canada, Chile, PRC, People's Republic of China, PRC, next Hong Kong, China, next Indonesia, next Japan, South Korea, Malaysia, Mexico, New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, Peru, Philippines, Russia, Singapore, Chinese Taipei. What do you mean by that? Taiwan, Thailand, USA and Vietnam. So in APEC, two questions can be expected. The 2018 APEC summit, Papua New Guinea. The 21 members, which of the country is a member or not the member? That might be the question on APEC. Next, G20. See, remember, in APEC, India is not a member. The main object is from China. Okay, this is indirect. That won't be asked in prelims. Next, G20. G20 recent summit was held at Buenos Aires, Argentina. First question important. G20 recent summit was held at Buenos Aires, Argentina in 2018. G20 was founded in 1999. 19 countries plus European Union. And G20 2018 summit, Buenos Aires. Argentina. 2019 summit is going to be held at Osaka. 2019 summit was going to be held at Osaka. Osaka is in Germany. OSAKA. 2019 summit was going to be held at Osaka. So, India is planning to host G20 summit in 2022. India is planning to host G20 summit in 2022. Okay. The 19 countries plus European Union. Total 20. 19 plus EU. Total 20. Argentina, Australia, Brazil, Canada, China, France, Germany, India, Indonesia, Italy, Japan, South Korea, Mexico, Russia, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, Turkey, United Kingdom, United States, and European Union. See, APEC and G20 membership you have to remember. You have to remember the membership of APEC and G20. That nobody can stop. You have to remember. Next thing is about BRICS. 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 Remember, the word BRIC, BRIC, is coined by Jim O'Neill, a person called Jim O'Neill of Goldman Sachs Company. Jim O'Neill of Goldman Sachs Company. See, later on South Africa joined, then it have become BRICS. Later on South Africa joined, then it have become BRICS. And BRICS first summit was at Ekaterinburg. The first summit of BRICS was at Ekaterinburg. The 2018 BRICS summit was held at South Africa, Johannesburg. The 2018 BRICS summit, very important prelims question. The latest BRICS summit was held at South Africa, Johannesburg, 2018. First. Here I wish to tell you one small interesting fact about in UPSC questioning pattern. I think in the year 2013 or 14 prelims question paper, they have given question on BRICS, and they have not given the question on the present summit, but they asked where is the first summit of BRICS was held in 2009. It was a shock. I think the question paper 2013 or 14, you can check out prelims. The question is, where is the first BRICS summit held? It was in Ekaterinburg. It was in Ekaterinburg. Kindly read the first summit. Generally, BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. What you should do, every year alternatively summit will be held. Okay, after one country, then there will be other country. So try to remember all the summits. If not, at least first summit. First summit in 2009, Ekaterinburg, and the latest summit was held at South Africa, Johannesburg, 2018. Okay, the word BRIC is coined by Jim O'Neill, Goldman Sachs Company, and later on it have become BRICS. And in BRICS, you should also remember BRICS New Development Bank, that I will discuss in banking. International banks I will discuss in various banks. But remember, BRICS have established a bank called BRICS New Development Bank. And here, recently, BRICS have discussed about, in the latest BRICS summit, BRICS partnership on New Industrial Revolution. Part NIR, the name, New Industrial Revolution, NIR, PARTNIR, BRICS partnership on New Industrial Revolution. You may get a question. PARTNIR is a resolution that was adopted by whom? Is a partner, it's an idea. Actually, it's an idea by whom? It's idea by BRICS. PARTNIR, Partnership for New Industrial Revolution. That is fourth industrial revolution. Recently, they have discussed about that. The next important thing, the upcoming BRICS summit, the 11th BRICS summit in 2019 is going to be held at Brazil. The 11th BRICS summit in 2019 is going to be held at Brazil. Okay, next. Blue economy. Already I have discussed blue economy, but I told you the name have come from Gunter Pauli. The name have come from Gunter Pauli. Apart from this blue economy Gunter Pauli, you may get a question, what comes under blue economy? Which are the following are the component parts of blue economy? Which are the following? Blue economy, as you all know, the economy which you get by sustainably exploring ocean environment. The monetary benefit which you get by sustainably using ocean environment is called blue economy. But here they may also ask you, which of the following components comes under blue economy? What are the aspects that come under blue economy? Just I will read it out, you note it down, side headings. Maritime transport comes under blue economy. Maritime transport comes under blue economy. Fisheries comes under blue economy. Fisheries. Renewable energy, tidal energy and other sorts of energies. Wind energy also is the indirect benefit of blue economy. Tourism. sustainable climate protection. Climate protection or climate change issues. Climate change or climate protection issues comes under blue economy. Waste management, ocean waste, waste management also comes under blue economy. Ocean waste management also comes under blue economy. Okay, and the first step towards reaping the potential of sustainable blue economy. The first step towards reaping the potential of sustainable blue economy was taken by Seychelles by raising world's first blue bonds. Already we have discussed. Seychelles was the first country to raise blue bonds. The first effort to use sustainable blue economy was Seychelles by raising blue bonds. Next topic, Nordic Council. Do you remember we have discussed Arctic Council? In the same way, there is a concept called Nordic Council with Nordic countries. NORDIC. Nordic Council with Nordic countries. The Nordic Council was established in 1952. At Copenhagen, Denmark. So this 1952, Copenhagen, Denmark. There are 5 countries in Nordic Council. Norway, Finland. In Finland, in brackets, Åland Islands. ALAND, Åland Islands. Norway, Finland, Sweden, Iceland, Denmark. In Denmark, it was Faroe Islands and Greenland. Faroe Islands, FAROE, Faroe Islands and Greenlands. So Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Iceland, Denmark. In Denmark, it was Faroe Islands and Greenland. So there are 5 Nordic countries. The reasons first, why it is in news? Why I thought it is important? The reason is the recent first summit between India and Nordic countries held in 2018. India had a separate summit with Nordic countries in 2018. Starmer, the first India-Nordic Summit 2018 at Stockholm. First India-Nordic Summit 2018 at Stockholm. For that reason, this year you have to remember the Nordic countries. What are the Norway, Sweden, Finland, Denmark, Iceland. Okay. And here, the first summit, India-Nordic Summit held at Stockholm in 2018. So, it's very, very important. India and Nordic countries have pledged deep cooperation in security, economic growth, innovation and climate change. They pledged deep cooperation in security, economic growth, climate change and economic growth. And next, Norway Sovereign Wealth Fund. They are investing a lot in India. Norway Sovereign Wealth Fund. Probably one of the biggest biggest investors in India, which have invested $11.7 billion. $11.7 billion in India. Norwegian Sovereign Wealth Fund. $11.7 billion. Single biggest investment in India. This is what is India Nordic Summit. Very, very important. Held at Stockholm. Star mark question. Norway, India Nordic Summit. Stockholm. Held at Stockholm. India Nordic Summit held at Stockholm. Star mark. Next topic. Non-alignment movement. Non-alignment movement. Now. Non-alignment movement. Remember, after the Second World War, the era of Cold War started in the world. Cold War is between 2 groups, capitalism and communism. USA, capitalism, Russia, communism. The world is divided into 2 blocks. At this point of time, newly independent countries, mostly from Africa and Asia, formed a group called NAM, Non-Alignment Movement. NAM is a movement. At present, there are 120 countries in NAM. There are 120 countries in non-alignment movement. Nehru of India, Tito of Yugoslavia, Nasser of Egypt, Nkrumah of Ghana, Sukarno of Indonesia. They are the founding fathers of NAM. Nehru of India, Nasser of Egypt, Tito of Yugoslavia, Sukarno of Indonesia, Nkrumah, Nkrumah, Nkrumah of Ghana. They are the founding fathers of NAM. But why the NAM topic is important? The reason is, from last 2 years, there were newspaper articles saying that is India drifting away from NAM? When our Prime Minister Modi visited Israel for the first time Indian Prime Minister visiting Israel, again a debate how come. Is India getting itself aloof from NAM ideals? So, you should know about NAM. Non-alignment movement is a movement mostly by Africa and Asian countries, newly independent countries. There are 120 countries. The probable prelims question, if at all they ask question, is where did the 2016 NAM summit was held? It was held at Venezuela, Margarita Islands. Margarita Islands, Venezuela. In 2016, the 17th NAM summit was held. That was the latest summit. And next summit is going to be held at this year, in 2019. The coming NAM summit is going to be held in 2019 because NAM summits will be held for every 3 years. The first NAM summit was held in 1961 in Belgrade. Even this you have to remember. The first NAM summit was held in 1961 in Belgrade, Belgrade. From that time onwards, every 3 years, there will be a NAM summit. The latest being in 2016, the 17th summit at Margarita Islands, Venezuela. Latest being in 2016, the 17th summit at Margarita Islands, Venezuela. And NAM means 120 members and 17 observers. 120 members and 17 observers. In 1955, in Indonesia, Bandung, a conference was held where the idea of NAM started. NAM was not established. The idea was started in 1955, Indonesia, Bandung Summit, Bandung, Indonesia, Bandung Summit. And the headquarters, actually NAM is a movement. You cannot say NAM have permanent headquarters. So this is what is NAM's, what is NAM, and the latest summit is held at Margaret Islands, Venezuela, the 17th summit. It's called non-alignment movement. It is also important. Next important thing here is export, next topic, export control regimes. Export control regimes. See, from last 3-4 years, after Modi coming to power, in the world, basically 4 institutions, we call them as export control institutions. NSG, Nuclear Suppliers Group. Second is MTCR, Missile Technology Control Regime. First is NSG. Second is MTCR, Missile Technology Control Regime. Third, Australia Group. Third is Australia Group. Fourth, Wassenaar Arrangement. See, there is one more thing, Wassenaar Agreement, don't get confused. This is Wassenaar Arrangement. There are 4 institutions which are called export control regimes. In these 4 institutions, you may get match the following questions. You may get match the following questions. First of all, we will understand each institution. Then I will tell you what type of match the following question they might give. Except in energy, except in nuclear supplies group, India got membership in all the 3 institutions. There are total 4 except in energy. In the remaining 3, India got membership. So let's deal with what are each things and what is that. One is Australia group to control chemical and biological weapon technology. Chemical and biological weapons. Just remember, Australia means A, B, C. B means biological, C means chemical. Just a technique to remember. Australia group deals with chemical and biological weapons. A, B, C. Australia, biological and chemical weapon technology. MTCR to control the rockets and other aerial vehicles of larger payloads. Vastner arrangement. Dual use goods. Dual use goods or technology means the goods which are used for peace purpose, the goods which are used for war purpose. For example, particular technology, nuclear technology, it can be used to produce power, it can also be used to produce weapon. So these are called dual use goods. NSG for controlling nuclear related technology, nuclear supplies too. Basically, Australia group chemical and biological weapons. MTCR rockets and aerial weapons capable of carrying payloads. Rockets and aerial weapons capable of carrying payloads. And Vastner arrangement dual use goods and technologies. Basically, this is the meaning of these 4. MTCR, NSG, Vastner arrangement, Australia group. NSG, even Barack Hussein Obama tried to help India to get membership, but till date India did not get membership. Here you should remember, NSG has 48 members. NSG has 48 members, and NSG was formed in 1974. And for your surprise, NSG was formed after India went for Pokhran 1 test. Because a non-nuclear country have become nuclear. To stop this expansion of nuclear issues, NSG was formed in the year 1974 when India went for Pokhran test. And NSG seeks to prevent nuclear proliferation by control the export of nuclear weapons. They want to stop nuclear proliferation by controlling export of nuclear weapons, nuclear technology, nuclear equipment, etc. China is strongly opposing India's membership. China is strongly opposing. See, in order to become member in NSG, all 48 countries unanimously accept it. In order to become member in NSG, all 48 countries unanimously accept it. But China is strongly opposing India's candidature in NSG. India tried very hard, still trying very hard. Hope that we will become member in NSG very soon. What is the advantage of becoming member in NSG? Not only that our nuclear powers will increase, but India's stature will increase. At the same time, India can also stop certain supplies to Pakistan by acting very fast in NSG. Australia Group. Australia Group was established in 1985 in response of use of chemical weapons by Iraq in 1984. Iraq used chemical weapons. So, Australia Group was an informal group which was formed in 1985 when Iraq used chemical weapons. Australia Group aims at controlling the exports of chemical and biological weapons. It has now 43 members including India. In 2018, India got membership in Australia Group. In 2018, India got membership in Australia Group, and the name of Australia's group is, the name comes from Australia. You know why? Because Australia took initiative. Because the country Australia took initiative. How to remember? A, B, C. Australia, biological, chemical weapons. Next, MTCR, Missile Technology Control Regime. Here, I will give a small example. Say we have BrahMos missile. We have collaborated with Russia and prepared BrahMos. We have Agni 4, Agni 5 series. See, these missiles, they have the capacity to go with a greater height. And these missiles greater range also. See, if you want to generate a missile, goes beyond 300 kilometers and payload of 500 kgs. Goes beyond 300 kilometers, payload of 500 kgs. Only when you are a member in MTCR you can do that. more than 300 kilometers and more than the payload of 500 kgs. So they are long range missiles. MTCR was established in 1987. It was established in 1987. Presently, MTCR consists of 35 members. Missile Technology Control Regime consists of 35 members. India joined in 2016. India joined in MTCR in 2016. This will help India. This will help India to buy high-end missile technology. This will help India to buy high-end missile technology. Remember, star mark. China is not a member in MTCR. China is not a member in MTCR. Now, India might use a bargaining chip. If you allow me in energy, I will allow you in MTCR. If you allow me in energy, I will allow you in MTCR. Now, India can have this bargaining chip. This is called MTCR. 300 kilometers range and 500 kgs payload. Next, Vasna arrangement. India joined in 2017. There are 42 members. Vasna arrangements. India arrangement, not agreement, it is arrangement. It has 42 members. India joined in 2017. India's membership in Vasna arrangement, where India can get help to gain high-end technology, access to high level of technology, high-end technology. And here you should understand, it deals with dual-use goods, technologies, equipments. Vasna arrangement deals with dual-use goods, technologies and equipments. So India can get now access. So match the following is, they may give you Australia Group, MTCR, Vasna arrangement and energy is equal to. They will give on the other side dual-use technology, biological and chemical weapons, high payloads, and also they may give you nuclear missile control, equipment, weapon control technology. So they may ask you to connect 4 groups into 4 objectives. They may give you 4 groups and 4 objectives. So you should know 4 groups and their objective for which they have got created. Except in energy, India got membership in all. Except in energy, India got membership in all the things. And as you all know, the most important question, FATF, Financial Action Task Force, formed in 1989. FATF was formed in 1989. Currently, there are 38 members. 36 are countries plus European Commission and Gulf Cooperation Council. Presently, in FATF, Financial Action Task Force, there are 36 countries plus Gulf Cooperation Council plus European Commission. FATF was formed in the year 1989 to stop money laundering and terror financing. To stop money laundering and terror financing. Investments from one FATF country to other FATF country will ensure that these investments will not go for money laundering and terror financing. Why FATF is in news? FATF is in news because Pakistan continued to be in the grey list in FATF. Pakistan continued to be in the grey list in FATF. India demanded that Pakistan should be in the blacklist. India demanded that Pakistan should be in the blacklist, but Pakistan continued to be in the grey list. There are only 2 countries in the blacklist. One is Iran, second is North Korea. There are only 2 countries in the blacklist, Iran and North Korea. There are 7 countries in grey list, including Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Syria and Oman. Including Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Syria and Oman. So FATF is the most important question this year in prelims and mains. And apart from these things, there are international NGOs which also are in news. Say for example, Transparency International. Transparency International. Transparency means openness. Openness means corruption free. Transparency International deals with corruption related issues. It won't deal with individual corruption cases. For example, somebody went to government hospital or government office, they asked for corruption. You cannot ask Transparency International to investigate because it won't deal with individual corruption cases, or it won't deal with investigation related to corruption. It will only study how corruption related issues are going on in the country. Transparency means openness. Openness means no corruption. every year it gives Corruption Perception Index. This is a very important prelims question. Who will give Corruption Perception Index? Transparency International. After it started giving even one more index called Bribe Payers Index. But the most famous index was Corruption Perception Index. It's an international NGO. You may get a doubt. How it knows how much corruption is there in our country? It will have national chapters, groups who act voluntarily and who will inquire about corruption related issues in various sectors in the system. For example, in tourism, in banking, in each and every sector, in defense, how much corruption is there? Transparency International chapters will collect the information voluntarily, and they will give the information like that. This is called Transparency International. It was founded in the year 1993. The headquarters are at Berlin, Germany. Transparency International, founded in 1993. The headquarters are at Berlin, Germany. It's a global civil society organization which works for corruptionless society. Transparency International, TI, is a global civil society organization. It's a global civil society organization which works for corruption-free India. And it was founded by a man called Peter Egan. They won't ask this question, but remember, it was founded by a person called Peter Egan. P-E-T-E-R, Peter E-I-G-E-N, Peter Egan. And presently, India ranks 78th out of 180 countries. India's rank in the latest index is 78 out of 180 countries. Recently, 1 month back, that data was released. Corruption Perception Index. China's rank was 87. Pakistan's rank is 117. Pakistan's rank is 117. Remember, in corruption index, in other indexes, generally, the toppers are Scandinavian countries. Human Development Index, Corruption Free Index. So, Denmark and New Zealand. The toppers of the year is Denmark and New Zealand. The worst countries of the year, Somalia, Syria, South Sudan. The worst countries of the year are Somalia, Syria, South Sudan. Generally, Scandinavian countries top. Okay. Denmark, Sweden, Finland, these countries generally top. India, corruption related cases, earlier it was too bad, now it was okay. India's rank is 78th. Next. One more international NGO, Amnesty International. See, all these questions have already come in UPSC. Amnesty International, amnesty means clemency, kshama bhiksha. Okay, it deals with human rights issues, against torture, human rights. Amnesty International deals with prisoners of war and protecting, and they also work against capital punishment. It's almost a human rights institution to protect human rights in the world. Amnesty International. Amnesty International had more than 7 million people who are the members in it. It campaigns for human rights protection. It was launched, the headquarters of it are in London. Amnesty International headquarters are in London. Formed in 1961 by Peter Benenson. And its objective is a world where every person enjoys human rights. Its objective is to create a world where every person enjoys human rights promised by Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And other important international instruments. So, it fights against capital punishment. It works to protect human rights. 1 year back, a small example, 1 year back, it conducted a seminar in Bangalore with respect to human rights violations in Kashmir. And the Government of India issued notice to Amnesty International. So, it's very, very important organization. Amnesty International. Already question was asked 2 years back. In UPSC. And next, this is not an NGO but very important for exam this year. International Seabed Agency, Seabed Authority, International Seabed Authority. Can anybody tell why it is important? Why it is in news from last 2 years in India? India got exploration rights of polymetallic nodules. India got exploration rights of polymetallic nodules in the high sea. See, if any country wants to explore anything in the high seas, what are high seas? They are not owned by the country. See, continental shelf goes up to 12 nautical miles. Exclusive economic zone goes up to 200 nautical miles. Beyond that, if you want to explore, you have to take permission. India got permission from International Seabed Authority to explore polymetallic nodules. The headquarters of International Seabed Authority are located at Kingston, Jamaica. They are located at Kingston, Jamaica. The headquarters of International Seabed Authority, they are located at Kingston, Jamaica to explore polymetallic nodules. It also deals with, it follows the United Nations Convention on Law of Seas. It follows United Nations Convention on Law of Seas. International Seabed Authority is an intergovernmental body. International Seabed Authority is an intergovernmental body located in Kingston, Jamaica. Recently, ISA, International Seabed Authority, has extended India's contract for exclusive exploration rights of polymetallic nodules over 75,000 kilometers in the central Indian Ocean. Over 75,000 kilometers in the central Indian Ocean. International Seabed Authority was established. It was established to organize, regulate and control. It was established to organize, regulate and control all mining and mineral related activities in the high seas. Mining and mineral related activities in the seabed area, in the international seabed area underlying in the world's oceans. Underlying in the whole world's ocean. Stop. And International Seabed Authority is observer in UNO. It is an observer in the UNO. It is an observer in the UNO. Next, this question is already asked exactly 3 years back. Medicine Sans Frontiers. Doctors Without Borders. Medicine Sans Frontiers, French term. Doctors Without Borders. In the armed conflicts, in the wars, they work irrespective of the country. Humanity comes first. Medicine Sans Frontiers, MEDICINES, SANS. Sans means without. Frontiers means borders. Medicine Sans Frontiers means doctors without borders. They work without any borders. Headquarters are at Geneva. It's an international humanitarian medical NGO. Medicine Sans Frontiers is an international humanitarian NGO which works in conflict zones and also in the countries. It works in conflict zones and also in the countries affected by endemic diseases. For example, Ebola. For example, Nipah, Zika. It also works in the countries where there was endemic diseases. It was found in 1971. It also works in the areas of natural disasters. These are natural disasters. It got Nobel Peace Prize in the year 1999. Medicine Sans Frontiers, Doctors Without Borders. Next important thing, IRENA, 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 International Renewable Energy Agency. Is India a member? Yes. India is also a member in IRENA, International Renewable Energy Agency. See, renewable energy issues are really now attracting many countries. IRENA is very important. IRENA's headquarters are at Abu Dhabi, UAE. 158 countries. 158 countries. IRENA, International Renewable Energy Agency. It is an intergovernmental organization to support countries' efforts towards sustainable energy future. Sustainable energy future. Research, reports, resources, technology, all these issues it will deal. So, international renewable, research, reports, technology, resources, traditional knowledge, geothermal, renewable means geothermal, hydro, ocean, solar, wind, etc. Geothermal, hydro, ocean, solar, wind, etc. This is called IRENA. You have one more organization, don't get confused. This is International Renewable Energy Agency. One more organization, International Energy Agency. Under OECD. It works under OECD, Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development. The headquarters of International Energy Agency are OECD headquarters. Where are OECD headquarters located? Paris. This International Energy Agency releases International Energy Outlook, a report. International Energy Outlook is released by International Energy Agency. Don't get confused. It is not IRENA. It is different institution. That is International Energy Agency. It is located in Paris. International Energy Agency is located in Paris. IRENA is located in Abu Dhabi. International Renewable Energy Agency is located in Abu Dhabi. International Energy Agency gives International Energy Outlook, a report. It gives International Energy Outlook. It's a report. So, International Energy Agency gives World Energy Outlook or Global Energy Outlook, Energy Outlook report. It was in OECD, works along with OECD. Established after OECD, under OECD framework. Established under OECD framework. Remember, in IRENA, India is a member. In IEA, India is not a member. In International Energy Agency, India is not a member. In IRENA, India is a member. India is a member in IRENA, but not in International Energy Agency. Next, BIMSTEC, 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 BIMSTEC. Basically, it was formed to create an alternative to Pakistan because SAARC is not functioning properly. SAARC is not functioning properly. SAARC is not functioning properly because Pakistan, India fight majorly for Pakistan. To eliminate Pakistan, we have started BIMSTEC. Basically, Bangladesh, India, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, Thailand, economic cooperation. Bangladesh, India, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, Thailand, economic cooperation. That is called BIMSTEC. Later on, Nepal and Bhutan joined. When Nepal and Bhutan joined, the name changed. Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectoral Technical and Economic Cooperation. So basically it was Bangladesh, India, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, Thailand economic cooperation. Later on, when Nepal and Bhutan joined, the name changed into Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectoral Technical and Economic Cooperation. And two questions, they are very, very important this time. One is headquarters of BIMSTEC are at Dhaka. Headquarters of BIMSTEC are at Dhaka, Bangladesh. Second question is 2018 BIM Summit. BIMSTEC Summit recently held at 2018 Kathmandu, Nepal. 2018 BIMSTEC Summit, Kathmandu, Nepal. And one more important question, two important questions again with respect to BIMSTEC. One is Bodhi Parva is a BIMSTEC festival. Bodhi Parva is celebrated by BIMSTEC countries. Bodhi Parva Buddhist festival is celebrated by BIMSTEC countries. And those who are from Andhra state, Amaravati Buddhist Heritage Festival. Also BIMSTEC countries took a lot of interest over it. Amaravati Global Shanti Amaravati Buddhist Heritage Festival. Amaravati was also attended by various Buddhist countries, including majorly by BIMSTEC countries. Global Shanti Amaravati Buddhist Heritage Festival. Global Shanti Amaravati Buddhist Heritage Festival. And other thing is Buddhist BIMSTEC Disaster Management Exercise. BIMSTEC Disaster Management Exercise held at New Delhi under India's initiative. BIMSTEC Disaster Management Exercise held at New Delhi under India's initiative. India's initiative. Okay, this is BIMSTEC. And next, SASEC. 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 South Asian Sub-Regional Economic Cooperation. SASEC. SASEC means South Asian Sub-Regional Economic Cooperation. And simple thing, they may ask you membership. Who are the members? Simple thing. Look, remember BBINSS, BBINMMS, BBINMMS. Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Nepal, Maldives, Myanmar and Sri Lanka. BBINMMS. Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Nepal, Maldives, Myanmar, Sri Lanka. SASEC was founded in 2001, headquarters Manila, Philippines. Headquarters are at Philippines, Manila. SASEC was formed in 2001. Membership is BBIN, Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Nepal, Myanmar, Maldives and Sri Lanka. They are Sri Lanka. So, recently Indian cabinet agreed SASEC road connectivity investment. Recently, Indian cabinet agreed SASEC road connectivity investment. And this is SASEC. The more, I think membership is important, not more than that. BBIN MMS, Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Nepal, Maldives, Myanmar and Sri Lanka. Next, Quad. QUAD, Quad, Quadrilateral Security Dialogue. Quad, Quadrilateral Security Dialogue. India, USA, Japan and Australia. India, US, Japan and Australia. Quadrilateral Security Dialogue. But actually it was to counter China's aggrandizement in oceans, South China Sea and oceans. Quad, that's all. The next important question you know already, Rise in a Dialogue. Fourth edition was conducted recently. Observer Research Foundation along with MEA. New World Order. New Global Order. Next. NAFTA. 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 North American Free Trade Area. From last 2 years it was in news because Trump wanted to put lot of conditions in NAFTA. America, Canada and Mexico are the members of NAFTA. North American Free Trade Area. Now they want to transform it to USMCA. If they want to give very simple question, NAFTA, now it was going to transform into USMCA. US, Mexico, Canada. NAFTA was formed in 1994. It's a free trade area between America, Canada and Mexico. Now they are going to have new version of NAFTA, either NAFTA 2.0 or USMCA. United Nations, Mexico and Canada. That's called USMCA. Next, UN Habitat. UN Habitat. UN Habitat or UN Human Settlements Program are one and the same. UN Habitat or UN Human Settlements Program are one and the same. Headquarters are at Kenya, Nairobi. Headquarters are at Kenya, Nairobi. The summit 3 years back was held at Quito. For every 20 years there will be a summit. Nothing, housing for all. It's like housing. UN Human Settlement Program. That means UN housing. The latest summit was at Quito. Summit was held at Quito. UN Human Settlement Program conference was held for sustainable urban housing and development. The latest summit was held at Ecuador capital Quito. And first Monday of October every year, UN Habitat Day. First Monday of October every year, UN Habitat Day. First Monday of October every year is UN Habitat Day. Next, IAEA, International Atomic Energy Agency. IAEA, International Atomic Energy Agency, formed in 1957, or nicknamed as Atoms for Peace Agency. Use atomic energy for peace, not for nuclear bombs. IAEA, International Atomic Energy Agency, also called as Atoms for Peace Agency, formed in the year 1957. Formed in the year 1957. It has now 169 members. Now 169 members. IAEA. Encourage and assist research. Atomic energy for peaceful purposes. Encourage and assist research in technology, no doubt. Encourage only for peace and safety, security and verification. Safety, security and verification. And it also got Nobel Peace Prize. IAEA, along with its Director General L. Baradi in 2005. In 2005, IAEA Director General L. Baradi and IAEA got it. Headquarters of IAEA are at Austria, Vienna. Headquarters are at Austria, Vienna. India is also a member of IAEA. India is also a member of IAEA. International Atomic Energy Agency. Next, Mekong Ganga Cooperation. Mekong Ganga Cooperation. MEKONG. Mekong Ganga Cooperation. Mekong is a river in Myanmar. Ganga is a river in India. Definitely there will be India and Myanmar. Total there are 6 countries. In Mekong Ganga Cooperation, this question was already asked in UPSC prelims. When I say already asked, you can check out last 5-6 years papers. You will see that. The question was asked based on membership. The question was asked just based on membership. So Mekong means Myanmar. Ganga means India. India, Myanmar, Cambodia, Laos. India, Myanmar, Cambodia, Laos, Thailand and Vietnam. India, Myanmar, Cambodia, Laos, Thailand and Vietnam. Established in the year 2000. Established in the year 2000. The important areas of cooperation, Mekong Ganga Cooperation, the important areas of cooperation are tourism, culture, education and transportation. Tourism, culture, education and transportation. And you should understand, Mekong is the largest river and Ganga is the largest river. Confluence of 2 rivers. And the latest summit in 2018, the 9th Mekong Ganga Cooperation, was held at Singapore. In August 2018, the meeting was held at Singapore. Okay. Next important thing, NATO. 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 North Atlantic Treaty Organization. NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Formed in the year 1949. The headquarters are at Brussels, Belgium. America and its friends. America and all capitals, Western European countries are in NATO. NATO was formed basically for collective defense arrangement. It was formed basically for collective defense arrangement. And you may get a doubt, why this question is important now? This question is very important because the membership till last year is only 28. Now it was increased to 30. The 30th country is Macedonia. 29th country is Montenegro. The 29th country is Montenegro. 30th country is Macedonia. Established by signing of North Atlantic Treaty in 1949, collective defense arrangement, Macedonia is its 30th country. India is not a member in NATO. India is not a member in NATO. Next, Horn of Africa countries. See, in newspaper generally we find Horn of Africa countries. In prelims question paper, they may give What are the questions which are called Horn of Africa countries? Djibouti, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Somalia. Djibouti, Djibouti. Djibouti, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Somalia are called Horn of Africa countries. They are called Horn of Africa countries. Horn of Africa is a region in Eastern Africa. Horn of Africa is a region in Eastern Africa where the countries in Horn of Africa carry a linked history. They carry a linked history. This is called Horn of Africa countries. And last 2 days, Nigeria is in news. Kindly locate the map of Nigeria. It's a West African country. Kindly locate the map of Nigeria and its bordering countries. Next important thing is ICC, International Criminal Court. ICC is International Criminal Court. The headquarters are at Hague. See, don't get confused. International Court of Justice is different. International Criminal Court is different. ICJ is different and ICC is different. International Court of Justice is different. International Criminal Court is different. But the headquarters of both are located in Hague. The headquarters of both are located in Hague. Now remember, ICC is formed through Rome Statute. ICC is formed through Rome Statute. And also remember, India is not a member in ICC. India is not a member in ICC. Okay, there are various reasons they don't ask in prelims. There are various reasons which I can explain, but remember, India is not a member in ICC. Most of the African countries are members, but now they want to come out. They want to come out. Burundi becomes the first nation to come out of ICC. Burundi, Burundi. Burundi is the first nation to come out of ICC. Remember, crimes against humanity, genocide, crimes against humanity, crimes of grave concern, genocide, large-scale war crimes, they can be dealt in ICC. They can be dealt in ICC, International Criminal Court. There are 123 countries, 123 members in ICC. 123 members in ICC. Okay, next. Interpol, International Criminal Police, headquarters Lyon, France. Interpol, International Criminal Police or International Police, headquarters are at Lyon, Lyon, France, near Paris, Lyon. And there are 184 member countries. 184 member countries. Now, generally we read red notice of Interpol. There are red notice, blue notice, black notice, green notice, orange notice, purple notice. Red, green, orange, purple, black, we have that. So, what does this notice signify? Each notice have a different significance. International Criminal Police is at Lyon, France. Red notice, it is a request to locate and arrest a person who is criminal and whose extradition is pending. So, Interpol can issue red notice. Okay, next. Yellow notice, helping missing persons. Yellow notice, missing persons. Blue notice to collect additional information. Blue notice is to collect additional information about a person's identity or activities. Blue notice, additional information about a person's identity or activities in relation to a crime. Black notice, unidentified dead bodies. Black notice, unidentified dead bodies. Green notice, to provide warnings and criminal intelligence. Green notice, to provide warnings and criminal intelligence. Green notice to provide warnings and criminal intelligence about persons who have committed, about persons who have committed criminal offences, about persons who have committed criminal offences and are likely to repeat these crimes, and are likely to repeat these crimes in other countries, and are likely to repeat these crimes in other countries. Orange notice with respect to disguised weapons and parcel bombs. Orange notice, disguised, D-I-S-G-U-I-S-E-D, disguised weapons, parcel bombs and other dangerous materials. Next, purple notice, P-U-R-P-L-E, purple notice, to seek or provide information. To seek or provide information on modus operandi. Modus operandi means method of operation. On modus operandi, objects, devices and methods of criminals, how they are going to operate. Purple notice, it will inform how they are going to operate in various countries. If they know the information, it give the notice. So there are various notices: red notice, yellow notice, black notice, blue notice, green notice, purple notice, etc. Okay, next. UNPKF, United Nations Peacekeeping Force. UNPKF, United Nations Peacekeeping Force. UNPKF. See, this works under UNO. They wear blue helmets. So UNPKF is also called as blue helmets. Generally, they won't carry arms, even though they carry only for defense. They go to establish peace in the conflict-ridden zones. India is one of the largest troop contributors to UNPKF. Almost more than 50 missions India helped. It was founded in 1948. In 2007 mains. In the year 2007, India has sent all women contingent to Liberia. Only women from India went for peacekeeping. So when they have sent, within 2 months, mains question was asked. In 2007 mains GS paper, you can see GS paper 2, all India women contingent to Liberia under UNPKF. Remember, if women does anything substantial, that will be a question that year. It might be like last year, INS Tarini, women crew, they have went throughout the world. India, INS Tarini is a naval ship where women have circumnavigated the world, globe-trotting, circumnavigated the world. There is a chance that INS Tarini might come. INS Tarini. In the same way, Me Too movement. Anything substantial done by women, there's every chance. And UNPKF will not carry any arms. It got Nobel Peace Prize for 2 times. UNPKF got Nobel Peace Prize 2 times. United Nations Peacekeeping Force. And next thing, UNEP, United Nations Environmental Program. Headquarters are at Kenya, Nairobi. Simply they may ask, where are the headquarters? UNEP, United Nations Environmental Program, established after Stockholm Summit in 1972. UNEP, United Nations Environmental Program, Kenya, Nairobi, formed on June 5th, 1972. It coordinates all environmental activities. Of the UNO. Okay, it's also called as UN Environment. It also named as UN Environment. United Nations Environment Program or UN Environment. You can call it in any name. United Nations Environment Program or UN Environment. Next. So we'll stop here.